Every single day, you hit an invisible wall. It happens when you know you should go for a run, study for that difficult exam, or start drafting that major project. You have the desire to do it. You have the time. You know it's good for your future. Yet, the second you attempt to start, you feel an overwhelming physical and mental weight, an internal resistance that pulls you back toward your phone, your couch, or anything easy. For a long time, society taught us to label this as weakness, bad discipline, or laziness. But modern cognitive science reveals a much deeper truth. Your brain was built to resist hard things. It isn't a glitch in your personality. It is a survival mechanism designed thousands of years ago that is actively working against your modern goals. In this video, we're going to uncover the biological machinery behind mental friction, why willpower always fails, and how to train your brain to embrace hard tasks. To understand why your brain fights you, we have to look at how it evolved. Your brain makes up only about 2% of your total body weight, but it consumes nearly 20% of your daily energy. Whenever you attempt a task that requires intense cognitive effort, problem solving, or physical exertion, your brain interprets that high energy burn as a threat to your biological battery. To prevent energy depletion, your brain releases a surge of mental discomfort and friction. This friction is produced in real time to force you back into low-energy, familiar habits. When you choose to scroll social media instead of working, your brain isn't trying to sabotage your life. It is trying to save energy because it still thinks you're living in a world of resource scarcity. The second reason hard things feel nearly impossible is the modern dopamine trap. Dopamine is not the reward molecule. It is the molecule of anticipation and effort motivation. When you engage in low-effort, high dopamine activities, like watching short-form video, checking notifications, or eating processed food, you flood your brain with quick dopamine spikes without expending energy. However, here is the problem. After every spike, your baseline level of dopamine drops below where it was before. When your dopamine baseline is low, engaging in high-effort tasks like writing, coding, or reading feels painful by comparison. The brain compares the low effort required for digital stimulation against the high effort required for deep work, and naturally registers deep work as agonizing. It's not that the hard task itself is painful, it's that your neurochemistry has been calibrated to expect effortless stimulation. So how do you fix a brain that is hardwired to seek safety and low energy? What if the feeling that makes you want to quit is actually part of what makes your brain stronger? Think about the moment you know you need to do something important. You need to study. You need to finish a project. You need to exercise. But suddenly your brain says, I'll do it later. Maybe I'll start tomorrow. Let me just check my phone first. Sound familiar? That uncomfortable feeling isn't just laziness. Your brain has systems that help you decide whether an activity is worth the effort. One area scientists have studied is called the Anterior Midcingulate Cortex, or AMCC. Think of the AMCC as part of your brain's effort and motivation system. It becomes involved when you have to push through something difficult, especially when the task requires effort or goes against what you naturally want to do. And here's the interesting part. The goal isn't to eliminate that uncomfortable feeling. Instead, you can learn to respond to it differently. Here are 3 simple ways to train yourself to handle difficult things better. Number 1, see resistance differently. When you sit down to do something difficult and your brain says, I don't want to do this, don't immediately treat that feeling as a stop sign. Try thinking, this is what effort feels like. You don't have to love the task. You don't even have to feel motivated. You simply have to take the first step. Because every time you practice starting despite resistance, you're practicing persistence. Number 2, remove unnecessary decisions. Here's a simple trick. Don't make yourself decide every day whether you're going to do the thing. Instead, create a rule. For example, at 9 a.m. I open my laptop and start working. Or, after dinner I study for 30 minutes. The fewer decisions you have to make, the easier it becomes to follow through. You're not asking yourself, should I do it? You've already decided. Number 3, practice small amounts of voluntary discomfort. This doesn't mean you need to punish yourself or do anything extreme. Instead, occasionally choose something slightly uncomfortable on purpose. Put your phone away while you work. Finish the last few minutes of a workout when you're tempted to stop. Take a break from constant entertainment. Choose the harder but healthy options sometimes. The point isn't suffering. The point is learning that discomfort doesn't automatically mean you should quit. And that's the bigger lesson. Your brain is constantly learning from what you repeatedly do. If you always escape the moment something becomes uncomfortable, you may become more likely to escape the next time. But if you repeatedly practice starting, continuing, and finishing difficult but worthwhile tasks, you're giving your brain a different lesson. I can handle this. So the next time you feel that urge to procrastinate, don't ask, how can I make this feel easy? Ask, what's the smallest step I can take right now? Because mental strength isn't about never feeling resistance. It's about learning that resistance doesn't have to control your actions. The ability to push through mental friction isn't something you're born with. It's a physical neural pathway you build every time you choose effort over ease. The next time you feel that heavy resistance in your chest, remember, it's just an outdated survival instinct trying to keep you safe in a world that no longer requires saving. If this video helped you understand how your mind works, hit the like button so it reaches more people trying to master their focus. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for weekly breakdowns on neuroscience, human behavior, and mental mastery. Drop a comment below with one hard task you've been avoiding today, and commit to doing just 5 minutes of it right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.